Virgo, you're questioning whether this connection actually meets your standards. So let's see exactly what feels off about this connection, as well as what boundaries may need to be reinforced at this time. So this is for my Virgos, Sun, Moon, and Rising, as well as Venus. If you're interested in a personal reading, check link in the bio, because you know your girl does them. Go ahead and like, follow, and share this with another Virgo. But let's talk a little bit more about what's feeling a little off, all right? So what I have here is the King of Cups, the Devil's card, the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. So what I'm really showing here is that what's feeling off is that this is feeling like a repeated pattern. Something about this connection makes you kind of think about something that happened in the past. In the past where you were doing the most for someone and not getting much in return. The time where you were putting in all the efforts, maybe buying all the dates, planning all the dates. Maybe it was buying gifts and not being reciprocated. Something along the lines where you were doing all the heavy lifting and the other person wasn't really helping you out with contributing to the connection, right? It was like you were the one reaching out. You were the one that was expressing the love, but nothing was being expressed back. And so with that, it's reminding you at times of this pattern that you keep finding yourself in. And you're like, I don't want to fall back into feeling like I'm doing the most in this connection and this person is not, or the person I'm with isn't really giving me that back. And so that is why you're like, are they meeting my standards? Because when you broke free from this previously, when you saw that this was an issue and that was a continuous issue, it made you say, I never want to go into a relationship like that again. I never want to feel like I love them more than they love me. I don't want to do that anymore. And so now that it's coming to, and you're like, I'm not sure. And the reason why you're not sure is because this person comes in, they come in like there to listen to you. They come in and they're like able to fill your cup and like be romantic and be kind, and like they show so many other amazing qualities that makes them feel like they're really solid. But then you're like, in this essence, they still show you other sides where you're like, I'm not too sure. Now you really feel as though this can be a beautiful connection, because that's why the 10 of Cups is coming out. So you really feel as though this can be an amazing connection, that they can fill your cup entirely, that you guys have a lovely life with white picket fence, a beautiful field, frolicking through the woods, whatever it is, right? It feels as though this person can really fulfill you. You can see that, but there's this essence of like, I don't know if I'm being lied to. I don't know if this is just a facade that I'm seeing within this person, because some of the flags, because everyone still has flags, guys. That's just what it is. Even if they're a king, there's still flags involved, right? And so with it, there do still some flags that kind of makes you feel like, okay, are they fully invested? Is this fully what they want? And so those flags that do come up, that's what brings you back into like, is this a pattern? Am I falling back into the pattern where maybe even I'm willing to put this person on a pedestal, but maybe they're not putting me on a pedestal, right? It's like you're trying to make sure this is in alignment to you. You're trying to make sure this is right for you. And so that's why you're like, is this meeting my standards? Is this person all that I'm looking for? Because they do have some qualities that were kind of like this other person, but like, they still have other really great qualities that's not. So I can see why you're conflicted, to be honest with you. I can really see that as a human point of view. Yeah, we see that. But nonetheless, let's see a little bit more here about kind of what direction to take here and what boundaries may need to be really kept at this time. So with this, what advice can we share with our Virgos? Now, if this is already resonating, guys, go ahead and like, follow, and share this with another Virgo. But let's see a little bit more about what's being shown here. And so what I see here is the 7 of Wands, the Tower moment, and the Justice card. Interesting. So what Spirit's really trying to show you here, 7 of Wands, it's all about your boundaries. Crazy that we're talking about that, right? But nonetheless, boundaries are really necessary here. It's asking you, as you're moving forward in this connection and trying to figure out which route to go, there's a boundary that really needs to be, make sure you have like crystal clear, because there's some things that you're like, oh, that's nice to have. Oh, that would be great. But there's some things like, hell no, we're not doing that. That's where I cut the line. And it's telling you, look at those ones. And if they're hitting that line where it's like, I'm never going to do that. And you've already said that before with someone else, and now they're touching that line, baby, you need to strengthen that. That means that this connection is not what you're looking at. This connection isn't really worth your time and your energy, right? Now, if you have all of your like concrete things that you're not budging on, but maybe they do something kind of a little bit different, or, you know, not as dramatic, you have to really be able to discern that. You have to figure out, based on your standards, what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. Now, with that, it's reminding you that you have been through a lot of shit. You really have. You've been through a lot of pain. You've been a lot of delusion. You've been through a lot of betrayal, people telling you one thing and actually doing another. And so with this, the fear that's coming up here, and the reason why you have these boundaries is because you don't want to build on something that's not solid anymore. You don't want to be in a facade and have rose-colored glasses and just see people for their greatness, but not see people for the flags that they have, the things and the patterns that really brought you back into yourself, right? So Spirit's trying to tell you is to remember why you have these boundaries in the first place. And when you remember why you have these boundaries, you're going to have the justice for yourself. You're going to make sure that you choose wisely, because there's no way you're going to go back to this tower moment. So Spirit's trying to remind you here, what are those boundaries? What are those absolutely, definitely not, I'm not budging on? Write them down. Figure it out. And when you write them down, have a clear vision of what you're going to accept and what you absolutely will not accept. It makes it easier to realize your boundaries, makes it easier to figure out who's worthy of your time and who is not. But if you have concrete boundaries that you're like, well, I mean, they're kind of like that, but like not really. No, babe, they're like that. Be real with yourself, because that's what happened last time where you're like, I'm just going to skip that red flag. I'm just going to skip that red flag. No, we're not skipping red flags. And that's what Spirit's trying to tell you. No more of that. Because when you start to do that, it messes up your outcome, because you're not putting in positivity. You're not putting in like the truth of the matter. You're just taking out, you're putting in kind of like lies, delusions. And that's kind of what you're getting out when it comes to it, right? While you're missing those red flags. And so that's why the Justice card is coming out, because Spirit's trying to tell you, realize what your boundaries are, keep them straight, because that's what's going to guide you. And that's what's going to help you make the hard decisions you have to make in your life. And so that is really what I show here. Now, I do want to leave you off with an angel number and a yes, no question. Of course, I'll get the angel number. You do the yes, no question. But with that, I have 1818 for you. And that says optimism. It says successful manifestation of your abundance is near. Higher level optimism are needed as new abundant beginnings are on the horizon. Brighter days always come after the darkest of nights. 1818. And so with that, let's go ahead and do yes, no question as well. But with that being said, hi, Spirit. Thanks so much for being here with us. As you know, Virgo, they got a question. What is the answer to their question? That is a yes, guys. That's a yes. Thank you so much, Spirit. Appreciate that. And can you double confirm the answer one more time? And that's still a yes. Yeah, that's still a yes. So that's what I have for all of you. I hope that resonates. If it does, make sure you like, follow, and share this with another Virgo. Also, if you're interested in a personal reading, check link in the bio. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.